Here is the meaning of faith. My subtitle is Putting One's Trust in the Lotus Sutra, aka the Gohonzon. In Japanese, it's known as Reply to Leinan Myo-ichi. Myo-ichi can mean wonderful one, and it was written in around 1280 in the Common Era, shortly before Nichiren Daishonin passed away. The writings of Nichiren Daishonin are called Gosho. This is number 147 in Gosho Senchu, which is the collected Gosho, at page 1255. In the revised Gosho Senchu, it's page 1697, and it's number 245. And in English, this is from the writings of Nichiren Daishonin, volume 1, page 1036. If you have the old major writings series, it was in volume 5. Names of this Gosho in 3 other languages. Nice engine. In Japanese, Myo-ichi ama gozen gohenji. In Chinese, I'm not going to try and say that. It's known as Shinshin Renyi Shi. Well, probably not very good. But the Japanese name, you can see the color coding for words that are parallel. So Myo-ichi is Miao-yi. Miao-yi. I'll stop there. In Spanish, El significado de la fe. Also, respuesta a laica Myo-ichi. Maravillosa una. Literally, maravillosa una. Pero en español, decimos la maravillosa. And es desde Escritos de Nichiren Daishonin, volumen 1, página 1082. Is the text. What is called faith is nothing unusual. Lo que denominamos fe no es nada fuera de lo corriente. As a woman cherishes her husband, as a man lays down his life for his wife, del mismo modo que una mujer ama a su esposo, que un hombre sacrifica la vida por su esposa, as parents refuse to abandon their children, or as a child refuses to leave its mother, que los padres son renuentes a abandonar a sus hijos, o un niño se niega a alejarse de su madre. Faith means putting one's trust in the Lotus Sutra, Shakyamuni, many treasures, the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas of the 10 directions. La fe significa depositar nuestra confianza en el Sutra del Loto, en Shakyamuni, en muchos tesoros, en los Buddhas y Bodhisattvas de las 10 direcciones, and the heavenly gods and benevolent deities. All of these are on the Gohonzon, and that's my comment. And chanting Nam-myoho-renge-kyo. Y en los dioses celestiales y deidades benevolentes, todos en el Gohonzon, es mi comentario, y entonar Nam-myoho-renge-kyo. Not only that, but one should ponder the sutra passages, honestly discarding expedient means, and not accepting a single verse of the other sutras, without the slightest thought of casting them away, as a woman refuses to part with her mirror, or as a man wears his sword. Y no solo eso, uno debería reflexionar sobre los pasajes del sutra que dicen descartando honestamente los medios hábiles y no aceptar una sola estrofa de los demás sutras, sin siquiera pensar en alejarse de ellos, tal como una mujer rehúsa desprenderse de su espejo, o como un hombre lleva siempre su espada. Respectfully, Nichiren, the 18th day of the 5th month. Reply to the lay nun Myo-ichi. Respetuosamente, Nichiren, en el 18º día del 5º mes. Respuesta a la monja laica Myo-ichi. Now here's a deeper dive into the excerpts that were quoted. And jumping to the English down below, Shariputra, you should understand that persons of dull capacity and small wisdom who are attached to appearances, proud and overbearing, are incapable of believing in this law. Now I, joyful and fearless, in the midst of the Bodhisattvas, honestly discarding expedient means, will preach only the unsurpassed way. When the Bodhisattvas hear this law, they will be released from all entanglements of doubt. The 1200 arhats, they too, will all attain Buddhahood. En español, Shariputra, debes comprender que las personas de burdas facultades y escasa sabiduría, apegadas a las apariencias orgullosas y arrogantes, son incapaces de creer en esta ley. Ahora yo, jubiloso e intrépido, en medio de los bodhisattvas, descartando honestamente los medios hábiles, predicaré solo el camino insuperable. Cuando los bodhisattvas escuchen esta ley, se verán liberados de las redes de la duda. Los 1200 arhats también lograrán la buddhaidad. And I'd just like to point out up above where the numbers are verse numbers. They won't be in the edition of the Lotus Sutra that we read, but I've tried to match them with a version of the Lotus Sutra translated into English about 150 years ago, where they number the verses, and it was translated from Sanskrit. And the Japanese, for the quoted parts, you can see the characters as Konga ki mui, Osha bosakchu, Shojiki sha hoben, Tansetsu mujo do. And the other quote is from chapter 3. So the complete verse is here, 3.147, which, you can compare, see if it matches your reading from the Lotus Sutra translated from Sanskrit by Kern. So it's not, hard and stone, but this is the way I read it. So in the whole verse, not just the quoted part, here's the whole verse. If there are monks who, for the sake of comprehensive wisdom, seek the law in every direction, pressing palms together, gratefully accepting, desiring only to accept and embrace the sutra of the great vehicle, and not accepting a single verse of the other sutras, to persons such as this, it is permissible to preach it. Si hay monjes que, en bien de la sabiduría amplia, buscan la ley en todas las direcciones, con receptividad y gratitud, y unen las palmas con el único deseo de aceptar y abrazar el sutra del gran vehículo, y no aceptar una sola estrofa de las demás sutras. A estas personas está bien que se lo prediques. And the quoted part that was quoted in the Go Show, you can see the blue characters up top. Nai shi fuju yokyo ichige. And here are the 4 books we got these quotes from. The Writings of Nichiren Daishonin, Volume 1. Los Escritos de Nichiren Daishonin en Español. The Lotus Sutra and its opening and closing sutras, translated by Burton Watson. And El Sutra del Loto. I think that's the publisher, Herder. Thank you very much.